Stephen Shields Radio Show. All right. Hello, Winstomers. How are we? I'm back. I hope you are enjoying your weekend. As I'm recording this show right now, all the way in Sydney, Australia. I just got up. Yeah, had a great sleep last night as well. And it just feels great to be up and alive and, being here and knowing that this is what I do as well. But a lot of controversial matters have been going on in the world these quite last couple of weeks, actually. Spiritually, politically, emotionally, psychologically, is what's been happening. Who do people turn to in crisis of a spiritual entity or a spiritual force when, we are living in a rough world at the moment where, yeah, there is basically no sympathy in the world right now, especially in a Western world that we're living in. And I don't understand why the crime rate in Alice Springs has gotten to the point where it's like, well, you know, the Australian government needs to be doing something and being able to fix these problems that is happening now. It's goes to show that since basically Albo took over, right, and he decided to, make all these promises for the Australian people. And then I'm wondering, well, why? What happened? You know, and I'm thinking to myself, how come they make all these promises for everyone, but yet do not deliver in what they said they were going to do? You know that. Now, I'm here all the way on the other side of the world, and I've said this before quite a fair bit. You know that. I'm definitely, always wanting to improve in life as it comes. And I'm all about taking that one day at a time in order to further, increase productivity, I guess, to the point where, I'm wanting to learn a new skill as well. And learning a new skill is good to take your mind off negativity in the world. I think that the best thing that we can do is take as much negativity out of our lives as we can by learning new skills and learning new things, because the more we learn, the better it is for our lives and the better it is for you in order to grow as a person and a spiritual warrior like we are on this show. We are all spiritual warriors, us wisdomers. And part of what I do here is I love doing the podcast on wisdom. I think it's been amazing. It's been a blessing, to be inspired when I can and know that someone's always listening out there and tuning in on the other side of the world, and know that people can share their opinions and express their views on the show with free speech and freedom of speech. And so that's what I like about how far social audio has come, and how social audio can improve in the future as well. You know, it goes like, I think now we just live in a world with too much technology in the world is what's happening. Too much social media, too much. What can I say? It's stimulation, not enough peace and quiet in our lives, especially since the pandemic happened 3 years ago. You know, right now it's 2023 as I'm recording the show, and basically it's just about finding that we have to be able to speak up for our freedom of speech and stand up for our rights, because that's what the left wing media want to do, is take away your freedom of speech, because that's what they don't care. They don't want to hear the truth coming out from you. And to me, that's a discrimination as well. I think it's not good that people are being discriminated in this industry and in this business at the same time. And I think the more we, I would say, stand up for our rights, the better it does become. And I say this because we have to stand up for our rights and stand up for the freedom of speech where we are. Because the more we can improve on the freedom of speech, the better it is. And stopping the shadow banning going on as well is important. The more that we can stop shadow banning in the industry, the better it is, and the better our life does become as well. And that's what I'm trying to say. It's one of those issues where you've got to understand, well, what is it that you are truly seeking right now on the, as wisdom and our knowledge. It's always the more knowledge that we can acquire, the better life does become. You know that. And so that's how it is. It is what it is, guys. It's all about finding the truth in your life, standing up for the truth in your life, standing up for your beliefs, believing in doing good at the same time, because the more good that we can have and the more positive energy that we can have in the world, the better society does become. You know that. And so that is life, I guess. Life is challenging for everyone. There are days where we do feel under the weather, we are under stress. We do feel that we're not getting heard, but it's important to remain in there and stay in there for as long as we can, because the more we can do that, the better, you become as well. And that's the thing. I do feel that we've had to, become more patient with ourselves and, reflect on our lives as the best as we can, because I think the more we can appreciate for what we are happy with and what we've already got, the better it is for you and me and the world, I think. I think too it's life is a teaching curve for us all, and I think if we just stay consistent with what we believe in, what our next true project is, the better it does work out for us in the long term as well. Because nothing's a short term solution as well in this world. I think just because there was a threat of a Chinese spy balloon in the United States, and Joe Biden goes around saying, "Oh, look at me, I'm going to shoot down a Chinese spy balloon. I'm better than everyone." Well, it's a bit, from my point of view, the president, has disappointed a lot of people since he was re-elected into Congress at this stage of life. And then you wonder why they elected Joe Biden, and seemingly now that he's not keeping up to what he was promising to do as well. That's what I'm trying to think. Why do you want to, you know, look at ways in what you can grow your life as well? I think too, having the more gratitude that we can have as well, the better it is. I think having gratitude in this world is what you want. And I do feel that, yeah, it's all about, just being happy within yourself at the same time. I think the more happier you are within yourself, the better life does become. And learning a new skill as much as possible, because the more new skills that you have, the more things and the better things that you can do with your time. I'm trying to add a bit more reading in my life, cutting back from social media as much as I can. And that's the feeling I've got now as well. This is what I do. I think too, the more you if you dwell on basically too much bad things at once, well, that's what you are definitely going to attract as well. If you are constantly negative all the time, you're around negative energy too much, then you bring in more negative energy. This can be in business as well. This can be in, you know, uh, social settings. This can be in life in general. I think the more that you understand that your true path and your true potential with your true success, and know that what you're here to do is you're here to, live the best life that you can live, then by all means just keep working hard and, just keep staying, you know, be your own true brand at the end of the day, because and don't try and copy someone else, because if you try to copy someone else, people can see that very quickly within you. And the problem is that they know that you're trying to be someone else, that you're not. Even when shadow banning is going on and this cancel culture stuff is going on out there, which is quite worse in the United States of America than it is here. I think the more that, you know, you find that you have potential in your life, the better it is, and the better if you are more happy with yourself, be happy within yourself, and just understand that what you are here to do is you're here to, be a content creator, of course. And this is what the challenges I've had to overcome as a content creator in my life in the pandemic, especially the pandemic has been rough on content creators with the whole cancel culture issue going on, and knowing that what you are here to do is you're here to truly be your own self, and life is all about being yourself. Be your own brand at the end of the day. You know, I think the more that you seek potential within yourself, and you know that you already appreciate for what you have already, the idea and thoughts of gratitude do come into play. I think the more, gratitude that we do have, the more positive energy that we can give to the world at the same time, because the world needs more positivity. I think too that the more that we, I guess, have the drive to succeed, the better it does become. And that's what it has to be. It's got to be about consistency. It's got to be about, having that mindset, a strong mindset as well, which is important, because the type of mindset that you have determines your future. And I'm grateful that I can sit here in the morning and basically have the morning wisdom show, and know that I've got a positive message to spread to the wide world and the universe in order to share my experiences that I have lived with. The show's changed quite a fair bit. When I first started this show, it started as like I was doing quite a lot of interviews, I remember. Now it's turned, I'd say, more into solo podcasting, which is actually harder because, I'm the only one on the microphone in the morning now. And I think that, you know, being the only one here does get you to think more on your feet and think quick and help you build your miles up. Life is all about building your miles. You've got to build your miles. You have to build your miles, guys, because the thing is, if we don't build our miles up, we don't get our foundations up, then it gets very difficult in life, I think. So the more we can stay persistent, the better it does become for you, the better you will get as well. And just know that what you're here to do is it's all about staying consistency. Consistency is key to your true path at the end of the day, as I'm recording this show. But the matter of fact is, when you basically, it's great to have dreams, it's great to have ambitions, it's great to want to manifest the best life that you want to manifest as well. But life is all about just keep on going at the end of the day. As you know, the more that we can stay true to our brand, the better it is. It's all about keep on going with life. All right, as you know, I love the weather. I love talking about weather. The weather right now is 16.7 degrees Celsius, feels like 18.5 degrees Celsius, minimum 14 degrees Celsius, top of 33 degrees Celsius today, 0 to 1 millimeter rain predicted. It's going to be mostly sunny. Yay! North 2 kilometers an hour wind, 4 kilometers an hour gust, 99% humidity, 0 millimeter rain since 9 a.m. yesterday. Rain, 75% high chance of no rain, 50% medium chance of no rain, 25% low chance of less than 1 millimeter of rain. Sydney, Australia today, mostly sunny day. The chance of fog in the southwest early this morning. Slight 20% chance of a shower late this afternoon and evening. Chance of a thunderstorm late this afternoon and evening. Winds north to northeasterly and light increasing to 15 to 25 kilometers an hour in the early afternoon. Sun, moon and UV, 6:43 a.m. sunrise, 7:40 p.m. sunset, waxing crescent moon phase. First quarter tomorrow is the next moon phase. 9 very high max UV index, 9:30 a.m. to 4:40 p.m. sun protection recommended. Tomorrow, showers with storms predicted, low of 18 degrees Celsius, top of 30 degrees Celsius. Tuesday, sunny with showers predicted, a low of 19 degrees Celsius, top of 29 degrees Celsius. Wednesday, sunny, partly cloudy, low of 18 degrees Celsius, top of 28 degrees Celsius. Thursday, cloudy, low of 16 degrees Celsius, top of 27 degrees Celsius. Friday, sunny, partly cloudy, low 16 degrees Celsius, top of 31 degrees Celsius. Saturday, sunny with showers predicted, low 16 degrees Celsius, and a top of 27 degrees Celsius for the day. But yeah, so that's the issues that we have, and it's all about problem solving. Life is all about solving problems. The more problems that we do solve, and how to keep going in your life, the better it will get at the end of the day. And so that's the challenges that we are facing as content creators who are on the conservative side as content creators. You know, why is it that there is a lot of, I'd say discrimination as a content creator if you fall towards the conservative side as well? Or why do we have that? Is what I'd like to know the same thing if someone would have the answer to find out the issues that we've got at the same time. I mean, that would be wonderful. That would be certainly wonderful as well to know that what I'm here to do is here to learn from past mistakes, because the more past mistakes that we do learn from, the better it will get for you as well, I think. So this is life, and this is our challenges that we have as well. The No matter how much the Reserve Bank of Australia is ripping people off with their mortgage payments, and no matter why that these evil bastards of the bank, these lenders, have told people to sell, and they're putting up their interest rates to the point where it's ridiculous just to have a roof over your head with the Australian rental crisis, but yet Anthony Albanese was going on about how he was going to fix it up. Well, has he fixed it up, the rental crisis? Yet the problem with the Labor government is they just keep promising and promising and doing nothing. This goes to the Liberal Party as well, who's in crisis. People lost faith in the Australian Liberal Party. Uh, the problem with the Liberal Party is, since the resignation of Gladys Berejiklian, Scott Morrison is no longer the Prime Minister. Peter Dutton will be running again. The Liberal Party needs a rebuild in life. Liberal Party I will still continue to support, but I think we're looking toward one nation. Uh, Mark Latham, hopefully Mark Latham can bring a bit of change in Parliament and the Pauline Hanson's party, because people need to wake up and think, hey, this is common sense. We are fed up with the both two main governments can't do their job. Clive Palmer, I remember, said this when quite a few years ago. Uh, when Tony Abbott was getting elected as Prime Minister, he said the two main governments in Australia just can't do their jobs. And he's right. The United Australia Party, you know that. But this is how it is. This is the, you know, views that we have right now in life. I think too that the more that we stay persistent in what we believe in, the better it does become for you guys, because you guys need to hear the truth out there, because people need to know that it's taxpayers' money that's being invested in all these wind farms and all this climate change bullshit and all these so-called solar panels out there that they don't last forever. Solar panels, but yet this is where the taxpayers' money's going. It seems to me that the government is just getting too greedy, and they just want more of your hard-earned money out there, your hard-earned taxpayers' money that you bust your ass off for 40 or whatever 80 hours a week. And it's like, well, this is the thanks I get. You feel like you've been robbed. And you do. People do. They feel like they have been literally robbed. And this is the issues going on. How do we lower taxes? The problem is that the council starts repairing all these potholes, then what's going to happen? They're just going to start putting all your rates up. And the rates, you know, I don't understand why it's so expensive just to live in your own home every year, because the council just keeps putting your rates up, and yet they're not repairing potholes on the road. They're quite dangerous, actually, those potholes. They need to be fixed. You know that. I think, you know, I was driving I think it was last year or something. I was going for a hike. My God, it was an 80 kilometers an hour road, and it was so many potholes. It was dangerous, that road. Can't remember what it was, but my God, that was scary. I was scared, literally. But it's like this is the thanks that we get, and it's time to stand up for our rights, and it's time to stand up and say, hey, this enough is enough. People need help out there. People need to, they need to stop censoring us. They need to stop shadow banning us as well. And they need to, I don't understand why the world that we live in now is all about that people just want more. They want more money, more everything. The banks too are like that. They want more interest out of you. They want, um, it's like, what more do they want? What more does the government want out of you? Do they want your soul? Do they want your brain? What? It's like the Housing Commission Department, rejecting me for the first time. I was quite pissed. They should never have rejected me, ever. And I told the NDIS people to, hey, you pull your fucking finger out of your ass and you start doing something, not sitting around bludgeon, chewing up people's funding. That because this is how it is. And I just think now that I do think now enough is enough. I think we need to stand up for our rights at the end of the day, because your rights are important too. I think the more that we, looking at ways to speak up for the truth, the better it is. I think so. That's how it is. I do feel that this is life as well. I do feel that we have to stand up for the NDIS because the National Disability Insurance Scheme was a disaster from day one. And I was not happy. You know that. I feel that it's been a huge political football match. I even filed a complaint to Dr. Mike Freelander, the Labor MP for Campbelltown, about the NDIS, even Angus Taylor as well. Again, it just becomes like political football. It just becomes a stuff around. And, for all my listeners out there who are on the NDIS, please stand up for your rights. If you're not getting the service you need, well, the provider's going to get in the shit, not you. So you speak up. And if you need to file a complaint to the federal government, do it. Because if you're not getting your service that you need, and they can turn around and say, oh, this issue, that issue, this is a federal issue, you've got to go here. Well, you just keep persisting. You know, I say this because people on NDIS out there, like myself, and I know quite a lot of people, have been mistreated. They've been given false promises, even the aged care facilities for the elderly. They have not lived up to what they said they would, and there's definite evidence out there. There's been a lot of complaints with the My Aged Care. Again, these government departments, it seems, well, they just want your money, but they don't want to help you. Now, someone answer that question for me. as to why they don't want to help you. They want to take your hard-earned money out of your pocket and invest it in wind farms and solar panels and climate change and all this stuff. But who knows what's going to happen? Will there be a revolution in the future? I think that if we do have a revolution and we order change as well, then this is what we need. This is what we need. We need to feel that it's time to stand up for our rights at the end of the day. That it is time to stand up for our rights at the end of the day. That. And I think too that if we stay persistent with what we are doing, the issues that we have to resolve for ourselves, then we've got to know that this is an issue that people need to realize and understand that we need to be heard spiritually as well. And I invite anyone to come on stage and share their issues about what they feel about how we can keep going with life as well. I think the more that you stay on top of what you are doing, then the better it does become. I think the more that you stay consistent, the better life is at the end of the day. I think that you've got to understand that every day is an opportunity to get closer and closer and closer because of consistency and not quitting because you've been told that you're not good enough. I recently just published a audio course on my channel, on my Shields Productions channel. It's on Rumble, Patreon, Odyssey, and even YouTube. It's an audio course on how to deal with rejection as well. And I think that you will benefit out of it there with as a content creator, and you just listen to one day at a time, and it's really good because it teaches you to understand that how you can keep going and utilize the best life that you want to live in this world, and how you want to see opportunities open in spirituality at the end of the day. And for me, isn't this what we're here for as wisdomers? We're here to get up. We're here to keep working hard. We're here to keep staying consistent, staying persistent. As the great Michael Jordan once said, before we can win, we've got to learn by losing as well. So we have to actually lose before we can win and be winners. And he's absolutely honest, and I definitely agree with that. That you know, in order to be the winners, we have to learn by losing and accepting defeat at the end of the day. Because yeah, defeat does happen. You know that. And so this is the challenge that we do have, and we do come across quite a fair bit. Uh, in order to learn from your mistakes at the same time. I think that the more we can, you know, stay consistent with our life and stay hungry and understand that what we're here to do is we are here to, look at ways that we can find opportunities to self grow and get out of our comfort zones as much as we do. Because getting out of your comfort zone is important. I think the more we get out of our comfort zone, the better life is for you and me at the same time. I think it is all about, uh, knowing, for instance, that there is opportunities to get heard, get your name out there too. And this is why I published that audio course. It's on my channel. It's already up already, and yeah, definitely listen to it, repeat it, go over and over and over it as much as you can, and learn that yeah, what you are here to do is you are here to stay true to your own brand and true to yourself. But I highly agree with Michael Jordan. He is absolutely right. Kobe Bryant was the same. I think these guys were throwing a thousand shots a day or something. That's a lot. That's why they were bloody darn good. And again, it was all about the work. But yeah, you have to learn by losing before you can be a winner at the end of the day. Because it's great to win, I agree, but we've got to experience the losing part. And this is what does help us in this industry, especially. This is why rejection is going to happen to everyone as a content creator. I think the more you are consistently putting your name out there, the better it is. I think the more that we do need to be heard in life and be able to get noticed as well, better that is too. So that's what it is. It's I think the more that you stay true to your own brand during these times, no matter how much hard times we are in now, the better for you and me, the better it is as a content creator to know that life is always going to make you or break you at the end of the day. And it's absolutely true. Life will, it's a bad world out there. Very unforgiving world that has no sympathy for anyone. Do you think the bank has sympathy? The banks don't care. Matter of fact, they only want to lend you more money so they can make more money off you. Their interest rates are so high that this inflation problem since the 90s, it's just become a disaster for the Australian people. Never did I ever think in my life of a Western world that we were going to end up in a situation where it was going to be almost impossible just to have a roof over your head. And you think, well, why? Why Australia supposed? I've said this before. Australia is supposed to be a rich island nation, and yet you think, well, what the hell is going on? You know, it just comes down to the greed of our leaders, of our world governments. Even technology companies have greed. They have all this power behind their web developers at Facebook, and Facebook is going to shit. Really, I'm to the point. I'm not happy. I just do not care about them anymore. But this is life, I think. I think the more that you constantly thinking too much negativity, and these tech companies have planned this for years and years behind the scenes. You know, I think now it's yeah, it is time to stand up for our rights and know that you've given it your best. You've you're hanging in there as much as you can, and you know that you're here to stay. You know, I am now on Truth Social as well. I'll just invite this guest on stage. Donald Trump's Truth Social, which is good. Hello.
Hi, how are you doing?
Yes, good. How are you?
Fine, thank you. I was just
Where are
listening to
you
what
from?
from South Africa.
Yes, yes. And how's today's talk going?
Fine, I just sort of come in. Just very shortly, I've only been in for a few minutes into your talk, but when I hear the word social media and technology, then I think to myself, well, um, we are run by technology. Technology runs our lives, and without it, unfortunately, I think the human race would be lost. But at the same time, it also can be very irritating
Mm-hmm.
because then you realize there's this reliance on this sort of virtual world, and if we don't have it,
Yeah.
and of course that type of virtual world in South Africa is under threat
Mm.
because we have a power problem here. We very often are in blackouts because our
Yeah.
state power supplier doesn't have enough electricity. So we're always discussing amongst ourselves what will we do when this country finally goes into total blackout. You won't be able to charge your cell phone. You won't be able to go onto Facebook. So that would definitely solve your problem. You
Mm.
don't like Facebook, that's for sure.
Mm. Yeah. Look, Donald Trump's got his own Twitter now called Truth Social. I've just got on it. It's pretty good actually, and there's a few Gab Social, Getter as well. They're more the Republican views. But Facebook, as I was saying, they've lost, they've sacked a lot of workers because their share price has gone down. But it's just the control Facebook has tried to have over people. Um, and TikTok as well, again, is a Chinese company spying on people. You know that?
Yeah, well, I one time was listening to, I was actually watching a video where they interviewed a guy that was involved in the security industry, and he spoke about cell phones. And he says, are you sure when you turn your cell phone off that your cell phone is still not able to? How do you know that your cell phone is off? They know this for a fact, that when you go to work every day, the cell phone towers that you pass in your car are waiting to get that handshake from your cell phone.
Yeah.
They actually store data specific to the cell phones that go past them every day. And if that data gets into the wrong hands, well, us as the general public worldwide could actually be under threat. Because someone can get it. It does eventually, as far as I understand, get deleted, but not on a regular basis. So the cell phone tower, and then the one near your home, is doing the same thing. It's waiting for whatever your number may or may not be. It's saying, come on, it's now 6:30 in the evening. Such and such a number should be coming past. They know.
Yeah. It's quite, it's an invasion of privacy, and this is why I think the US government is trying to ban TikTok, because it's spying on people. But yeah, it's everything's tracked these days. I mean, the FBI can easily just hack into your phone and start listening to conversations without you knowing. And it's I don't know where the privacy is anymore. I think the US government cracked down on Facebook about there was things that they were doing that was against the law. So I don't know how big tech is going to rule the world. In my opinion, I know Elon Musk brought Twitter out, which was good. Hopefully, he can clean Twitter up. But I've just cut back from Facebook, to be honest with you. I'm fed up with it.
I use Facebook for promoting my podcast that I do, and I use Twitter, and I also use Instagram. But Instagram, even then, you put videos up of your podcast, and you end up getting young girls that are looking for a relationship rather than wanting to listen to your podcast. So I'm actually beginning to wonder whether going to all that trouble of putting them on there is actually worth it. But that's the thing. It's choosing the right platform for what you want to do, and sometimes it can be difficult. And the only way to find out is to try it. If it doesn't work, then it doesn't work. But
exactly, find another platform and stick with it. But that's technology these days. I mean, it does have its good and bad sides with technology. But again, it's the control with technology, because it's like, well, you have to have iPhone, and yet in China, where they manufacture iPhones, their working conditions are terrible over there. It's slave labor. And this piece of plastic is all made in China.
South Africa is very big on one of our biggest importers actually is China. A lot of stuff comes from China, and then to top it off, I see in the media a Russian ship docked in the harbour here in South Africa. The SANDF, our defence force, has been meeting with our Navy has been meeting with the Russian Navy, and I thought, well, now that's not good.
No.
Because what Russia is doing in Ukraine. But then I think to myself, I can understand why the ANC would do this. Russia supported the ANC against the apartheid. So they're not going to turn on their anti-apartheid allies. And a lot of ANC cadres or groups, militant groups. Mkontwe was seized where members were trained in Russia and then came back here to do the bombing and the fighting against the apartheid. And so I can understand why, but then you get Cyril Ramaphosa who meets with Biden, and then he's asking Biden for US troops to be brought back onto the continent of Africa, more specifically into Mozambique, to help to secure against all these terrorist organizations. So I think you're wanting America as your ally on this side, but then you're betraying America and Britain and France and all of them when it comes to supporting the Ukraine.
Exactly. I think this is quite possibly the start of World War III, in my opinion. It's been talked about for years. We're already seeing it. I remember talking about the invasion of Ukraine since last year, and I noticed gas prices, inflation went up. But yeah, it is difficult times at the moment, and people do need to be aware of these issues that are going on in the world right now. As you can see, that yeah, gas prices are expensive, electricity, food, water, etc., etc. But it's like the Chinese spy balloon in the United States, and I'm thinking, how the hell does that get into the United States? Or in my lifetime, you think that the US government's got all this homeland security, the CIA, NSA, and yet a simple little balloon from China supposedly gets into the US as well, and then Joe Biden goes and make himself out to be the hero and shoot it down, and look at me, I'm Joe Biden, I'm the president. I mean, this is just an embarrassment, to be honest with you. That
Do
you
you
know, yeah, go.
do you know how embarrassing it is? Well, I know. 9/11. They were warned.
Mm,
They were warned about 9/11, yet they didn't take any heed of it, and look what happened.
I know. Sad.
Um, South Africa, during this, when we hosted the Soccer World Cup in 2010, there was an attempted terrorist attack, and that.
All right, that was a great conversation as well. It's always wonderful. I'll let you go as well, but it's always great to get different opinions now on the Wisdom Show, and know that yeah, this is what it is all about, being wisdom as well, and finding your true path and your true potential. I'm about to finish the show now. It's always great to have many guests on, and know that yeah, people need to find out the truth as much as they can here on the Stephen Shields radio show. So, guys, please like, share, subscribe to the podcast, turn on your notifications wherever you get new podcasts. New podcasts are available every Friday at 6 p.m. Sydney, Australia time. Bye for now.